This hall depicts backgrounds and staging of universe and galaxies as surroundings, from floor to ceiling. Ultraviolet effects support the ambience. Floor is made out of Euskadi rubber blocks. Capacity of this hall is 80 people. A formation of 7 rows made up by 14 benches with 6 seats each is distributed across the hall. The southern wall has a screen on, in which a video is projected narrating the history from year 0 to year 2448. Flying ray laser effects play all alongside over the video. At the end of the video, the visitors proceed to hall number 2, the Mishkan. This hall is finished in made sailcloth with desert pictures printings in the background. The ceiling is finished with sky artwork. The hall is dressed with blankets around the perimeter, attached to plywood columns, recreating the Mishkan according to all existing descriptions known about the place. Lighting ambience is made up by neon tube lights. The floor is conformed by a wood platform covered with real sand, so visitors will feel like walking in the desert. Its capacity is the same as hall number 1, 80 people. A formation of 7 rows made up by 14 benches with 6 seats each are distributed across the hall. In the northern wall, a volumetric building object is extruded from the wall, simulating the Ohel Moed of the Mishkan that was built in the city of Shiloh. In front of this building, we have a copper mizbeach made out of brass. Above this building, there is a screen in which a video is projected, depicting the history from year 2448 to the construction of the first Beit HaMikdash by Shlomo HaMelech. Torah is hall number 3, finished with sailcloth walls with printings of several cities around the world. Volumetric facade objects of synagogues around the world are distributed around the perimeter of the hall, including pictures of rabbis and information stands. On the western wall, the Har Sinai is extruded with the luchot in its top. The floor is made out of blocks of old-style wood. At the beginning of this show, lighting and audio effects over the Har Sinai and the luchot are played. After this eye-catcher, an audio introduction with a speaker tells the audience aspects about the diaspora of Am Yisrael. Then, a synagogue is focused with lighting, and an audio explains about the customs of the country, closing with a prayer inherent to this place. This sequence is performed at every synagogue in the hall. After these effects, people proceed to the Beit HaMikdash. The Eserat Nashim is the women's section of the temple, made out of unisil finished walls, cardboard treated columns, laminated floor with white marble finishing. There are 4 lishkaot distributed in this section, 1 on each corner. These rooms will have sailcloth printed walls with the theme of each one on them. Also, volumetric objects made out of wood, brass, or unisil and characterized mannequins will complete every lishkaot. Shar Nikanor made out of wood with copper finishing paint. The 15 Shir HaMa'alot made of wood with marble finishing and a self-lighting system, divided in 2 blocks due to the scale of the temple. It is necessary to build up a stair in the middle of these 2 blocks for people to access to the next section. Electronic photo frames containing information will be distributed around. The sequence here is very similar to hall number 3. Introductory audio gives the visitors a brief description of the place, and after this introduction, the Lishkaot, Ametzoraim, Aetzim, Ashemanim, and Anezirim are highlighted with light beams while an audio explains the activities of each one of them. The 15 Shir HaMa'alot are highlighted with the inside self-illumination of each one. And the Shar Nikanor is the last highlighted item in this section, before accessing to the next section, the Beit HaMikdash. The Beit HaMikdash is the last section of these exhibit. Its walls and columns are made with the same technique of the Eserat Nashim, except for niches made across the walls in the different rooms around it. Several objects made from different materials are distributed all around the temple section, the same way they were located at the real Beit HaMikdash. There will be the Mizbeach, made of wood with marble finishing, the Tapuach, the Tabaot, the Kiyor, human dummies, etc. Mechanisms will be made for the spinning machine in the Lishkat Agola and for the dummies dancing in the Levim section. The Shara Maim, Shara Behorot, Shara Delek, Shara Nitzotz, and Shara Korban will be opened, showing a printed image of the activity that every one of them portrayed. The temple is constructed with wood sheets treated with isolated paste, supported by metal framework. Squared columns in the front and sides of the temple, sheets with golden ornaments on top of each. The Ulam has 2 niches with crowns made out of brass. Plastic golden columns and bunches of graves, treated to have a golden appearance, and the main doors, made out of wood treated with golden paint. The Kodesh HaKodashim will be lined with plastic gold sheets, and the Kelim will be made out of brass, just like hall number 2. Parochet will hang from the ceiling, made out of velvet with printed designs. This parochet will be mechanized. While the video runs, the parochet are opened and people can watch the holographic video. By the end of the video, the parochet are closed and people exit the Kodesh HaKodashim and are directed to the main exit of the temple, which will be located next to the Shara Delek. Attendants can now proceed to an information lounge stand at the end of the tour. This is the Beit HaMikdash Museum project. We hope you enjoyed it.